For more on this, let's bring in Stephen Miller, former White House senior policy advisor and founder of America First Legal. Stephen, first, I want to get your take on the speech. What was your takeaway?
Well, it was the most despicable speech from an American president, not only in memory, but that I'm aware of in the history of our country. I mean, maybe some historian could look through all the speeches every president has ever given going back a couple centuries, but I'm not aware of any speech delivered by an American president that was so uniquely focused on demonizing and disparaging, vilifying really, tens of millions of his own citizens whom he is duty-bound to serve and represent.
Yeah.
Remember, the phrase that he used over and over again in the speech was MAGA Republicans. In other words, American citizens who believe in the agenda of Make America Great Again, which includes, and is not limited to, secure borders, fair trade, election integrity, protecting unborn life, traditional values, Judeo-Christian heritage, patriotic education in our schools, free speech online. I could go on and on.
Right.
But in effect saying anyone who believes in these things is an enemy of the country and is a stain on its soul. I've never heard such dehumanizing rhetoric directed at the citizens, the voters, the law-abiding citizens of this country who simply go to work every day, pay their taxes, and want a better future for their children.
I mean, I think the big distinction, though, Stephen, is, because I was in politics for a long time. I was in the Congress. Political speeches can get pretty heated, right? The rhetoric can be tough. But the difference here was this was an official speech, billed on official time from the White House, not from the DNC. Take a listen to more of Biden's attacks on the GOP last night.
Tonight, equality and democracy are under assault. MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards. They promote authoritarian leaders and they fan the flames of political violence that are a threat to our personal rights. MAGA Republicans have made their choice. They embrace anger. They thrive on chaos. They live not in the light of truth, but in the shadow of lies. And MAGA Republicans are to destroying American democracy.
You know, Stephen, in close elections, you want to win independents. You want to win the persuadables. Does this record and rhetoric that he has last night, is that going to backfire him on the next election?
Well, it is enormously, but I also want to address the point that you made about political rhetoric versus official rhetoric. The president committed two enormous sins. The first, obviously, is using official government resources, using, I think more shockingly, United States Marines for a purely political speech about voting. But secondly, and much more perniciously, is that, again, he wasn't saying, I, Joe Biden, don't like this office holder, or I, Joe Biden, don't like what these people in Congress are voting on. He was attacking people who believe in the things that I just ticked through. For example, pro-life Americans. And he's demonizing these people as less than, as others, as not worthy of participation in our democracy. That is authoritarian rhetoric. I mean, it will backfire monstrously. But just beyond that, the damage that it's doing to our country, the damage that it's doing to civility. You talk about damaging norms in this country. He took a giant mountain of TNT and just blew up every norm we have in American politics by going after voters themselves.
You know, I find it interesting. We all knew that this speech was going to be political in nature. The soul of America is at stake. I mean, that the Pentagon would have actually signed off on putting Marines as a backdrop to this political speech is actually shocking to me. I mean, I would think that the Pentagon would have said, you know what, this is probably not the best place for us to be, even though it's an official speech. It seems like it's going to be political. Maybe we don't want Marines to participate in this political speech and this attack on Republicans.
Well, it was the most nakedly political, brute, barbaric speech, again, that any of us have ever heard. I don't know why Milley hasn't resigned. Milley, as you remember, General Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, nearly resigned, was up in arms, publicly apologized because he was upset that Donald Trump called in the National Guard to stop BLM Marxist violent rioters from ransacking our nation's capital. That apparently upset General Milley for reasons that are only understood inside his own brain, and he threatened to resign over that. Now you have the United States Marine Corps, people who have fought and won our battles for generations, being used as props by Joe Biden, again, for the sole purpose of trying to dehumanize every American that supports the Make America Great Again agenda. How is Milley not tendered his resignation? Where is his public statement? I don't know.
No, I completely agree with you. And what I find fascinating is the president says that MAGA Republicans are trying to take the country backwards. I would say that is kind of the point. People do want to go back to the Trump era where everyone had jobs, everyone's wages were rising, the border was secure, our military was strong, we had less crime in America. The Trump years were pretty darn good. Going back to the Trump era from what we have now with record high inflation, unemployment, high crime, open borders, it seems like it's a pretty good era to go back to, Stephen.
Yes, people want to go back all of 2 years to a time when the world was at peace, when we had less war, not more war, when the economy was on the rise, not tumbling into recession, when we didn't have inflation, when energy was incredibly affordable, when our borders were incredibly secure and our cities were incredibly safe. Yes, they would like to go back to that and like to hold fast to the timeless and eternal values going back to our founding fathers that have always been the source of American greatness. That's what they want.
It's also a time when you could actually buy a formula for your baby if you want it. Pretty good stuff. But I want to get your take on one last story before I let you go, Stephen. Bank of America is offering a zero down payment, zero closing cost mortgage for first-time homebuyers. But the only catch is that you have to be a minority. Why are we fighting racism with racism?
Well, of course, this is the irony of Joe Biden talking about equality when it's the radical left, the woke bigots in this country that are pushing racial discrimination everywhere. I will note, very importantly, that my organization, America First Legal, is willing to represent anybody who's being victimized by these policies, these clearly illegal policies. So send us an email, equality@aflegal.org, equality@aflegal.org, because we are committed to the fight for full, true, universal legal equality in America.
Stephen, just a quick note on that. Before the 2008 crisis, Democrats were pushing home ownership on Americans and minorities who they couldn't afford it, right? So they pushed banks to give loans that borrowers couldn't afford. The 2008 financial crisis hits, and banks foreclose on these very same people, and Democrats then say, you're a racist because you're foreclosing on minorities, when the minorities and a lot of poor people shouldn't have gotten homes because they didn't have the income to pay the mortgage. These policies don't make sense. We should look at people's income, people's credit score when we make loans. To say we're going to just make loans to minorities and take out down payments and closing costs, I think this is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, get politics and certainly get race-based politics out of the banking business in America. Make decisions in a fair, impartial, race-neutral fashion, and we'll all be a country that gets along better, that's more unified, and that's more committed, of course, to our core founding principles of equality.
Yeah, you're right. Stephen Miller, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it.